Hi there, it's Jennifer from scribblinggrace.com. Today I have a super duper quick and simple Bible journal with me video to show you guys. So this is the page that I'm doing for Valentine's Day this year, which is coming up. And so I wanted to do something with hearts, and normally I don't really draw many hearts in my Bible, so this was a fun one to do. So basically I'm just going to cover my page in different hearts in kind of a rainbow colors and in somewhat of a grid. So I'm starting off by just drawing my grid, and this was probably the hardest part of creating this whole page, was figuring out how to make these boxes. I wanted to do 20 boxes, so 5 by 4. So in order to do 5 by 4, you need to draw 4 lines going down and 3 lines going across. So that will create 5 boxes by 4 boxes. So they're basically square boxes. I believe with my ESV double column journaling Bible, I measured out about 1.5 inches for all of my lines, and they're not, I actually didn't get them perfect, but I figured that you won't really be able to tell once it's all said and done that if some of the boxes are not the same size as others. So fortunately, each journaling Bible has different sizes, so you kind of have to measure the length of the page and then divide that by 5 and 4 to figure out the size, the length, you know, the distance of each box or whatever that you need to draw the lines. So once I had those boxes, I just went ahead and traced out some hearts just so I can have that visual. And then I took an eraser and erased those lines just really lightly. So that way I still can see the lines, but they are nice and light. And so once I paint over them with my watercolor, I won't be able to see it underneath the watercolor, because once you paint watercolor over the pencil, then you can't erase the pencil anymore. So as long as your lines are light, I find that you won't really be able to see those pencil marks underneath the watercolor. And yeah, so now I'm going ahead and I'm grabbing out all of the colors that I'm going to use. So I decided to use a whole bunch of colors and do a rainbow type of thing. And I'm using my Kirtake Gansai Tanbi watercolor set, and I just love this watercolor set. I talked about it in my latest blog post, my 8 must-have Bible journaling supplies. I love this set because it comes with 36 colors, and they're just beautiful, vibrant colors that are all pre-mixed, and it makes it really easy to create art with. I went ahead and just picked out 20 colors from that set of 36. And I'm basically going from reds to orange to yellows to greens to blue-greens to blues and then purple. And I just kind of arranged them on how I want them to look, and arrange them 4 by 5 as well, so I know I can easily go from one color to the next. So now I'm going to go ahead and just paint. So I am just using a size 8 round paintbrush, just a small round paintbrush. Any of them will work. And I'm just taking one color at a time and painting a heart with it. There's no real crazy technique to this. I'm just wet my brush, dipped it into the watercolor, and painted it on. Then I'm going to clean my brush, and then I go to the next color. And I wanted my hearts to kind of blend together in where they touch. So I kind of purposely will go back and wet the edges where they kind of meet, so that those colors can kind of merge together a little bit. I just think that that's kind of a fun technique to do. And this is basically what I'm going to do for this whole entire page. I'm just going to go one color to the next color. And if you don't have this watercolor set, you definitely could still do something similar. You just have to mix your own colors, you know, add some reds to the blues to make purple, or add some yellow to the green to make more of a lime green. I don't know. There's lots that you can do by mixing colors as well. So my whole point in really sharing this page is not really to give a huge tutorial, but really just to inspire you to try out your own thing. And you definitely don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but it's kind of fun to see what other people do, and then you can get ideas for yourself. So I think I saw something similar to this online, and I thought that that would be a really fun thing to try in my journaling Bible. And so that's where I got my inspiration, and so I hope that this will inspire you. I also want to point out that, yes, I am going over the text of the Bible. That's one of those things that I get called out about and sometimes yelled at for posting these pages when I use the watercolor over the text, and that's just a completely personal decision. I decided that the Bibles that I use for journaling are really just going to be for journaling, and I have other Bibles that I read and study from. But so I have no personal problem going over the text, but if you do, that's no problem at all. You definitely don't have to do that. I would encourage you to try something else, or you can create a tip-in out of this same technique just by doing this on a separate sheet of paper and then taping it or gluing it into your Bible. You also can do this to make a card or all kinds of things. So I just want to point that out. It's all personal preference, and do what is meaningful to you. It's all about your Bible journaling. It's all about your experience and spending time with God and appreciating the Word. So I also just really love pages like this where it's such a simple shape, just a basic heart, but it creates such a really cool page. And so I would encourage you, especially if you're a beginner and are intimidated about painting your Bible, or, you know, drawing in your Bible at all, or you feel like you're not artistic enough, I think that this is one of those really fun things that maybe you could try, even if you don't do the same grid that I'm doing. Just painting some hearts, or even just using colored pencils to draw out some hearts, can really make a really fun and beautiful page. So I'd encourage you to just give it a shot. So I also want to point out that I did not prep my page with anything. I never do when I am using this watercolor set, and I've never had any bleed through issues at all. So I also, if you are wondering what supplies I'm using, you can find all of that information in the blog post that goes along with this video at scribblinggrace.com/watercolorhearts, and I'll put that link in the description below. I'll also link up the 8 must-have Bible journaling supplies, because basically in every single page I'm using, including this page, or every single page I do, including this page, I'm using these same 8 supplies to do pretty much any page. So I use the Kuretake Ganzatambi watercolor set from that post, the heat gun, just now if you caught that, I use that to dry my page really quickly, and now I'm adding my lettering using the Tombow Food no Sookie brush pen. And so I have a tutorial on how to do brush calligraphy and stuff like that as well, and I'll link those up in the blog post as well, scribblinggrace.com/watercolorhearts. And I am writing out God is love. Again, this is my Valentine's Day post, but I think it's important to focus, even on, like, especially on Valentine's Day, that God is a huge, huge part of our hearts, and really should be the number one person that we love, the number one person in our life, even above our spouses, which I know I personally have a hard time with. But so this page was really for me to represent, okay, God is forefront in my life, and He is number one, and God is love. And I also worked on the verse, 1 John 4, verse 7 through 8, which says, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love." I just love that verse, and I think it's a great one for Valentine's Day as well. So I am just finishing off my page by adding some gold highlight. This is just with a gold gel pen. It's just some generic one that I've had in my pen tub forever, but I'll try to find a link and put that in the blog post as well. So that's it for my page. Super easy, super quick, but really beautiful and meaningful, at least to me. So I hope that it inspires you to create your own meaningful page for yourself and God. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.